Guys, this is Steffanie. Welcome to Designs by Steffanie. For those of you who are here for the very first time, welcome. And for those of you returning, welcome back. If you have not been here before, I would love to have you as part of the DBS family. Just click on that subscribe button below as well as the notification bell beside that so that you don't miss any of my videos in the near future. Today I have for you where I am taking a Procreate drawing and I am turning it into stickers to sell on my Etsy shop. So if you're interested in seeing how I do that, then stick around and stay tuned. Today I want to show you how I turn my Procreate drawings into my Etsy stickers. And here I have a template that I already have set up, and I actually just set this up and I put it over here, the name, so I can name the sticker whatever I want to name it. And then I just come in, I open up this template, and then I save it as whatever name I want it to be saved as. So let me do that first before I start. Okay, I do File, Save As, and I save it to the hard drive. And then I just go in and change it to whatever I want to change it to so that I don't overwrite the template. So I just type in the name here, and then once I finish, I just click on OK and it's saved, and I don't have to worry about overwriting anything. So what I do to go up to get the file, go to File, Merge, then I find the file. I'm going to do these 5 files here. I'm going to bring all 5 of those in. So I get the first one and I do them one by one. So I bring in that mummy and I size it down just a little bit. So I'm going to make the screen a little bit bigger so you guys can see exactly what it is that I am doing here. And as you can see, my silhouette is already set up on Cameo, and it's set up on 12 inches. So I go to the registration marks, and I have my registration marks set here. And this is so that I can get 2 sheets on to 1 sheet of papers, 2 sticker sheets. And they're probably about, I think they're 5 by 7. So that's what I do for my registration marks. So after I bring the design in, I want to go ahead and trace this so that I can use it as a kiss cut. So sometimes I use trace, and then sometimes I use the offset, yeah. Sometimes I do the offset. So I highlight what I'm going to offset, and then I click the offset button, and this automatically offsets. And as you can see, it puts the box around it, and that is not what you want because you don't want the sticker to cut that. So what you're going to have to do is remove what it has behind it so that it only picks up the actual mummy and not the box that's around it from where I took it out of Procreate. So what you do is you just delete those boxes off of there. And what we're going to have to do is go into the trace panel. So we click the trace panel. So we select it. Then we highlight the mummy. And we go ahead and we bring up the threshold so that it's covering the entire mummy. And I try to move it because sometimes you get a little bit more than what you need. So you just work with it. And then you go to the bottom and get trace and detach. So once you hit that, it does what it does, and you can move it out the way. And you see that black highlight there? That is the little box and all the extra stuff that you don't need. So you delete that. So now I'm moving back over, and now I can go back in and do what I was trying to do originally. So you click the offset panel again, you click on your mummy, and then you click the offset, and it automatically puts it there like I was saying originally, and it would kiss cut that. And I like to do 0.035, so I manually type that in. You can use the little arrows and click down if you want to, and then I click apply, and see, it just puts a little bit around it, and it's in red, so you can see up there where the trace line is here in red. That way you know what color that you're cutting, because with the silhouette you can cut various different color lines in one setting. So I'll go ahead and bind those two together. Well, not bind, but just I don't know what you call it, bind it together. You highlight them both so that they move together, so they stay together, so when you move one, you're not moving the other. You move both of them at the same time. So then after that, I go ahead and bring in the second one, and you have to do the exact same thing to this one that you done to the first one, because it has the box around it. As you can see, as it's moving, you see that big old box around it. So we're going to repeat those same steps after I resize it, and go ahead and get that box from around it. So go to the trace panel, select it, and then move the threshold up as much as you can so that it'll get all the background that's behind it. And then trace and detach. And once the yellow moves away, you know it's done. So you move it out of the way, and you highlight that background, delete it, move that back over, open up that panel so that we can go ahead and offset it. Click on the offset, change it to 0.035, and as you can see, like between the legs of her, you see that little line, it'll cut that. We don't want that there, and you need to check before you merge the two together. You need to check and make sure it doesn't have something behind it that you don't want cut. So you always move it out the way, and you can just double click on anything that you don't want on the little dot, and you click it, and you can just delete it, and see how that easily deletes, and it's done. And once you finish, just merge it back over, and you can highlight them together, so, and then do the center so it centers both of them together to make sure it ain't off. I just eyeball it. A lot of times I don't make it too small where you can't tell, and then I just go ahead and merge the two together and move it to the side, and go ahead and do the rest of them. I have 3 more left. I think I'm bringing in 5 or 6, but anyway, I go up there and bring those in, and we'll just go through that process to watch and do all of those. And then once we get everything pulled in, we'll just go ahead and line everything up on the sticker sheet as we want it, making sure that it is acceptable as far as the trace lines and the merging of all the items are exactly how we want it. Okay, here with the Hocus Pocus, you can see that as I'm copying it, it detached the letters from one another. So you just have to make sure that you group them back together before you do any moving. And you have to watch how you cut it so that it doesn't put it into 2 separate ones. So you just, just play with it a little bit till you get what you want, and then group them together. Now I'm just going to do a little bit of resizing of the ones that I have here, and
get them exactly how I want them, and then I bring in the last one, which is the ghost. There we go. And just go through the same process with that one as I did with all the rest of them. And now that I got them all here on here and I got them resized to the size that I think that I want them in, what we need to do is get them all rotated in the right direction as the sheet. You can either rotate the sheet or rotate the items. I always just leave my sheet sideways and rotate the items. Sometimes I do it the other way. It just, really don't matter. And you can highlight them all and do them all at one time and rotate them, or you can do them one by one. It saves time if you do them all at once, but you can rotate them also by the little green circle. But to me, sometimes they're not straight, so I really don't ever hardly even use that thing for if I want them to ensure that they're straight. I just always use the rotate button, and that way they always come out straight. So that's just me. You can do it however you choose to do so, but that's just how I choose to make sure that everything is aligned properly. I just use the software to do it instead of doing that manually, because once they're crooked, it is very, very hard to get them straight again, in my opinion. So once they're all in the right direction, then I go ahead and line them up on the sticker sheet how I want them so that I can duplicate them so that I can cut them out. And you gotta watch those registration marks. Now, you can actually change your registration marks to be smaller than that so that they don't come that far down. You can do it, your inset at a 0.394. I think I got mine at a 0.625. But once I do that, I go ahead and align them and space them so they're all spaced equally apart. And then they're all lined properly. So I do that, and then once I do that, I usually go ahead and group them all together. So I click the group to selected ones so that they're all together in one line. That way when I'm copying them down, they're easy to copy down, and I don't have to do them one by one. I can do them when they're all grouped together, and then I just copy them all down on the sheet, and that is it. And it's 6 rows of them, and it's 5 on each row, so that's 30 stickers, which is usually a pretty good amount to have on a sticker sheet. And then what I do, I generally try to go ahead and group all of those together. Then I can just copy them over to the sheet that's beside it. And it's easier to move it and copy it once they're all grouped as one. So, see it there? And then I copied it over, and then I line it up properly to that sheet so that it is within those blue lines. And with the silhouette, the red line would be my kiss cut line, and the blue lines would be where the silhouette actually takes and cuts it completely out, so I don't have to manually cut my sticker sheet. And you can make them rounded on the ends, or you can make them square on the ends. But they're all there, and they're within the print lines and within the cut lines, so that the sticker sheet comes out perfectly. And then the last thing I do is go down and put the name of whatever I want to name the sticker sheet. And I, as I showed you in the beginning, I just always keep that up there. And then I just take and delete what's there and rename it. and I copy it from one sheet over to the other one, so I only have to type it once. So I get it centered however I want it, on whatever line I want it on, and then I just copy and paste it, and then I just add it to the other sheet. And you can do that all at once at the beginning before you copy it to the second sheet. That way they're all in the same place. But I don't care if they're in the same place or not. That's irrelevant for me. I just want to make sure that the stickers are the same and aligned the same. But that's pretty much it. I save it to make sure that I save the final draft. And you see the kiss cut and then the blue. And when you hit this, still saving. Then once you hit the send button, and you can cut by line, which is what I do, which is to me the most simplest thing. And you can see your colors, and you see the blue, the green, or red over there. And I take the green off because that's my name and I don't want that to cut. The only thing I want to cut is the red lines and the blue line. So the red is my kiss cut. So I go ahead and move it down and change it to kiss cut. I already have that pre-saved how I want it. And then I go in and do my cutout, sticker cutout, and I have that pre-saved too. And that's my sticker paper white. That's my actual cutout for my blue. And you can manually change the force and the speed. And I need a new blade, so I changed it to 2 passes. But I really can just up the force and change the force, which is what I have done on my other ones. But before I made this video, I hadn't done that. So, and once you have to figure that out, what force you have to practice and see. Your kiss cut is force is 2 and speed is 6, but you have to, what works on mine may not work on yours because the blade may be a bit dull or sharper than mine. So you have to play with that and get you some test paper and print it out and test it. But I print everything on my Epson, which I'll link that in the description box below. But I use the Epson ET3750. It's the tank, so that you can just automatically refill. I love that printer. I want to get another one because I want to do sublimation, but haven't got one yet. But I load my test paper in to the printer, and once I do that, I'm putting 2 copies in. And then I do print. It takes a while for it to spin, but once it's finished spinning, then it prints out, and then we'll go to putting it on the machine to cut it out. So stay tuned.
Okay, I have the stickers printed out. And what I do is I got 2 of these sheets. I got one for stickers and one for vinyl because I need to re-stick them. And here's your registration mark here. So you line that up at the top of the sheet in that corner. So I line everything up how I need it to be lined. And then I just press it down. And then it's not all the way lined up over there, so let me fix that. Because I try to get it as close as I can. I know it reads the registration marks, but I don't know if that matters, if it's off any. So I try to get it as close as I can so that I don't have any issues with it not printing properly. And my mat needs to be cleaned and resurfaced so it can stick. I'm going to load it in here. And I line it up. It has some little green lines over here. And over here, and you have these so it pulls and holds it on. And I just hit the load button. And once it's loaded, then I just hit the send button like I said previously. And it just pulls it in and reads the registration marks on it. And once it reads the registration marks, it goes in and resets the blades and it cuts it out. So once it cuts it out, I'll let you guys see what it looks like. Since this makes so much noise, I'm just going to cut it off. And it takes about it says 3 minutes, so it's going to take 3 minutes to cut both of those sticker sheets per the computer. Okay, it has finished, so I just hit the unload button, and this is what you have. And what I do is I just turn it over and I hold the sheet down and I just pull the mat back, and since my mat is already don't have stick anymore, I just try to keep this cover on it most of the time. And as you see, they cut out, so pretty much all I have to do is just pull. They had a little phrase on there a little bit sometimes, but yeah, that is it. And these are the larger sheets. You see, you don't have that much paper wasted. It's not recycled. So these are my new sheets for Halloween. I got the 2 Halloween sheets. This is my Halloween 1. Let me hold it back. That's the Halloween 2, the one I just did. And this is the one that's already on my shop, which is the Halloween 1. So if you like those, pick those up. And then I have one out there now that's for fall, and it's this one. So these are the 3 new sheets that I've done from my Etsy drawings. I mean, not Etsy drawings. In my Etsy shop for my, that I did for my Inktober. So yeah. Can't see that one. That's it, guys. Okay, guys, that is the end of the video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please be sure to leave them in a comment section. Please be sure to leave them in a comment section below, and I'll be sure to respond. And yeah, thank you guys for stopping by my channel, and I look forward to seeing you all in my very next video. Bye bye.